Hospitals are places of healing, but for Nurse Evelyn Carter, they were also places of sacrifice. She was only 27, yet her weary eyes often carried the weight of someone much older. Evelyn worked double shifts in the pediatric ward, tending tirelessly to children who needed her warmth more than medicine. Her patients loved her. She was the nurse who sang lullabies in the middle of the night, who braided little girls' hair when they were too weak to lift their hands, who sat by bedsides when parents couldn't be there. Evelyn was sunshine wrapped in scrubs. But behind that sunshine, there was struggle. Evelyn had grown up poor. After her mother passed, she became the caretaker for her younger brother, Ryan, putting him through school by sacrificing every dream she once had for herself. She often skipped meals so Ryan could eat. She patched her worn shoes with tape instead of buying new ones. Her co-workers adored her dedication, but they also noticed her quiet absence during celebrations. Whenever someone suggested going out for fun, a dinner, a dance, a charity gala, Evelyn would politely decline. One evening, after finishing her shift, Evelyn sat in the staff locker room staring at a crumpled flyer in her hands. It was for the hospital's annual fundraising ball. Doctors, donors, and families would all attend. It wasn't just a fancy event. It was a place where lives changed, where scholarships were offered, foundations were funded, and sometimes futures began. But Evelyn knew she couldn't go. She didn't own a dress. She couldn't even afford a ticket. And the thought of walking into that glittering ballroom in her tired old shoes and second-hand coat felt humiliating. So she folded the flyer and tucked it away. That same night, Evelyn checked on one of her favorite patients, Lily Dawson, a bright-eyed 10-year-old battling leukemia. Lily was resting, but her father, Daniel Dawson, stood by the bed. He was a man in his early 40s, well-dressed but humble, with a presence that was both protective and gentle. He had been there every day since Lily's diagnosis. As Evelyn adjusted Lily's four, Daniel smiled softly. "You know," he said, "you're more than a nurse to these kids. You're hope. My daughter talks about you more than she talks about me." Evelyn chuckled, brushing it off. "Lily is the real hero. I just do what I can." Daniel studied her for a moment, noticing the fraying hem of her scrubs, the exhaustion hidden behind her smile. "Do you ever take time for yourself, Evelyn?" She hesitated, then whispered, "Not really. Some things are luxuries I just can't afford." Neither of them knew it then, but those words would change everything. The following week, Evelyn finished her rounds and walked past Lily's room. The girl was giggling with her father, but when she saw Evelyn, her face lit up. "Miss Evelyn," Lily called, "are you going to the hospital ball? Daddy said it's magical." Evelyn froze for a moment, her smile faltering. "Oh, sweetheart, I don't think I'll be able to go." Lily pouted. "But you have to go. You're my favorite person in the whole hospital." Daniel looked at Evelyn, his expression unreadable. After a long pause, he stood and walked toward her. "Evelyn, can I speak with you outside?" In the hallway, Evelyn felt nervous under his gaze. Daniel finally spoke, his voice calm but firm. "My daughter adores you, and honestly, so do I. Not in a romantic way, at least not yet, but in a way that I admire everything you are. Your kindness, your sacrifice, your strength." He took a deep breath before continuing. "The truth is, I haven't been on a date since my wife passed away 5 years ago. I promised myself I'd wait until I met someone extraordinary. And I think I just have." Evelyn's eyes widened. She didn't know what to say. Daniel smiled gently. "So here's my question. Will you be my first date? At the hospital ball?" Evelyn's lips parted, her instinct to decline rising, but Daniel stopped her. "And before you say you can't, I've already taken care of the dress." Lily picked it out herself. She said, "Daddy, Evelyn should feel like a princess for once." Tears welled in Evelyn's eyes. No one had ever done something so thoughtful for her. She whispered, "Why me?" Daniel's answer was simple. "Because you've given my daughter hope when I had none. Now let us give something back to you." The night of the ball, Evelyn arrived in the gown Lily had chosen, a soft lavender dress that shimmered under the lights. She looked nothing like the tired nurse who patched her shoes. She looked like someone who finally saw her own worth. When she entered with Daniel by her side, the room seemed to pause. Doctors, donors, and families turned, whispering, admiring. But Evelyn barely noticed. For the first time in years, she felt seen not for what she could give, but for who she was. Daniel offered his hand. "Evelyn, may I have this dance?" Her heart pounded as she nodded. And as they moved across the floor, Evelyn realized something profound. Sometimes kindness circles back in ways you never expect. That night wasn't just Daniel's first date. It was Evelyn's first taste of a future where she was allowed to dream again. And in the eyes of a little girl watching from the sidelines, Evelyn wasn't just a nurse anymore. She was family.